Defense and Security, Honorable Japhet Yasunga, Vice Chairperson of Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee, representing the Chairperson of that committee, Najengwa Livingstone Kaboyoka, distinguished Chiefs of Police, SAPCO, and your delegations, CP Ramadhani Kingai, Chairperson of SAPCO Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee and Director of Criminal Investigation Department, Tanzania, Madam Tanyane Gumede, Senior Officer, Police, SAPCO SADC Secretariat, Commissioners of Police from Tanzania Police Force, SAPCO members of Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee, heads of NCB and members of technical organs, SAPCO members of Legal, Women, Network and Training Subcommittee, senior police officers present, staff from SADC Secretariat, staff from Interpol Regional Bureau for Southern Africa in Harare, Zimbabwe, members of Local Organizing Committee, invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, bonjour, bon dia, habari asubuhi. It is with profound gratitude and honor to stand before you, Chiefs of Police, and deliver some welcome remarks which are also merged into a report of the programs and activities conducted, as well as the observations made during my tenure as the SAPCO chairperson and the recommendations thereto. Indeed, it was an honor and a privilege to serve as the SAPCO chairperson and preside over the coordination of regional efforts to prevent and combat transnational organized crime. Certainly, SAPCO chairpersonship availed an important opportunity for me to enhance the region's security architecture and advance the SADC region agenda on peace, security, integration, and development. Without much ado, allow me, esteemed delegates, to first and foremost take this opportunity to thank our Almighty God, the Creator, who has enabled us to meet today in good health, anointed with the spirit of oneness and solidarity. The Almighty God who enabled you to travel and arrive safely in our beautiful country, hence on behalf of the Tanzania Police Force and its entire members, I welcome all delegates to Tanzania and specifically to this significant meeting. Similarly, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, join me in extending our profound gratitude to the chairperson of the SADC organ on politics, defense and security cooperation, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, and Commander-in-Chief, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, for enabling us to successfully hosting of the SADC Chiefs of Police 30th Annual General Meeting by the United Republic of Tanzania. As you are aware, hosting a meeting of this magnitude and scope comes with huge costs and responsibilities, and as such, Honorable Minister, may you kindly pass our heartfelt appreciation and thankfulness to Her Excellency. Dear guests and dear colleagues, allow me to thank from the bottom of my heart our esteemed guest of honor, the Minister of Home Affairs for the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Innocent Iluga Bashungwa, Member of Parliament, for prioritizing opening this important meeting ahead of other commitments. Honorable Minister, sir, we understand that you always have a busy schedule, considering that you have several departments working under your ministry. Yet you found it prudent to come and officiate this meeting. To the same extent, may I also thank you, Honorable Minister, for the support and the guidance you rendered to me during my tenure as the chairperson. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Asante sana. Similarly, may I also thank and welcome the Director Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Affairs, Professor Kula Ismail, who deeply appreciate your commitment. We deeply appreciate your commitment to the mandate and the strategic direction of the SAPCO. Your visionary leadership and the continued support have been instrumental in advancing regional cooperation and strengthening our collective capacity to prevent and combat the persistent threat of transnational organized crime. Your contributions remain vital to the success of our shared security objectives in the SADC region. In the same spirit, allow me to warmly welcome Ambassador Jalel Sheiba, the Acting Executive Director, AFRIPO, represented by Mr. Mohamed Bernard, who has graciously joined us here today. You are so much welcome. We are honored by your presence in Tanzania. Your participation underscores the importance of continued collaboration at the highest levels of law enforcement. We look forward to AFRIPO playing a catalytic role in bringing together chiefs of police across the continent to jointly develop and implement effective strategies to combat transnational organized crimes, which continues to threaten peace, security, and development in Africa. My fellow police chiefs from SADC member states, I welcome you to the United Republic of Tanzania and would like to heartily thank you for putting your national interests, commitments, and duties aside to come and join us to deliberate on important security issues affecting the region and forge a way forward. Without your coming, the 30th Annual General Meeting would not have become possible. Thank you for the unconditional support you gave me during my tenure as the SAPCO chairperson. Indeed, we need to forge a unity of purpose and combat transnational organized crime on the pedestals of common understanding and oneness. Our guests of honor, distinguished guests, and dear colleagues, we remain mindful and concerned about the threat posed by transnational organized crime on the attainment of the SADC Vision 2050, which aptly envisages a peaceful, inclusive, competitive, middle to high income industrialized region where all citizens enjoy sustainable economic well-being, justice, and freedom. As the SADC chiefs of police, we have mandate and responsibilities to improving the regional framework to combat transnational organized crime in tandem with the Regional Indicative Strategy, Development Plan 2020 to 2030. This annual general meeting is therefore an important platform for us to come together to plan and strategize on how we can effectively prevent and combat transnational organized crime. Fellow chiefs of police, the mutative nature of criminality and the TOC requires us to put our hands on the deck and to be dynamic, agile, creative, and innovative. Organized crime syndicates are always futuristic in their criminal undertakings. They plan well ahead of time, and they always make thorough analysis of law enforcement agencies' posture, demeanor, and most importantly, operational capacity and strategies as a launch pad for employing novel and counter modus operandi. We therefore need to observe due diligence in strategizing and take advantage of platforms such as this annual general meeting. General Sun Tzu, in his book, The Art of War, said, and I quote, "What enables the wise sovereign and the good general to strike and conquer and achieve things beyond the reach of ordinary men is foreknowledge." Close of quote. I repeat this. What enables the wise sovereign and the good general to strike and conquer and achieve things beyond the reach of ordinary men is foreknowledge, end of quote. Through effective planning and strategizing, we get the foresight and the foreknowledge that will enable us to dismantle organized crime syndicates, involvement in terrorism, cybercrime, illicit drug trafficking, trafficking in persons and smuggling of migrants, illicit trafficking in small arms and light weapons, amongst others. Our guests of honor, distinguished guests and dear colleagues, the 30th Annual General Meeting of the SADC Chiefs of Police Subcommittee of the Interstate Defense and Security Committee commenced on Monday, 2nd June 2025, with the meeting of the heads of Interpol, NCB, and the permanent coordinating subcommittee members. This meeting was followed by technical organs, the permanent coordinating subcommittee, held from 3rd to 4th June 2025, which ended yesterday. It was briefed that the aforesaid meetings have indeed prepared a roadmap which will ease our work as Chief of Police. It is therefore my sincere trust that the recommendations which will be passed during our 2 days deliberations will equally receive the support of our respective ministers during the ministerial committee of the organ scheduled for next month here in the United Republic of Tanzania. Guests of honor, distinguished guests, and dear colleagues, many of you will recall that during the 29th SAPCO Annual General Meeting held in June 2024 in Lusaka, Zambia, the outgoing SAPCO chairperson and Inspector General of Zambia Police Service, Mr. Graferi Musamba, handed over the SAPCO chairmanship baton to me. Let me commend the outgoing SAPCO chairperson for appraising of the policing issues that required my attention and guiding me throughout my tenure as the SAPCO chairperson. Thank you so much. I think the representative, you'll pass this to the Inspector General. To the same extent, Allow me to extend my profound gratitude to the SADC Secretariat and the Interpol Harambee Rally, who from 1st to 2nd October 2024 visited me for an onboarding exercise which was meant to enlighten me of the role, structure, sectors, and units under the organ, the roles and responsibilities of SAPCO chairperson, regional strategic instruments to combat transnational organized crime, decisions to be implemented, statutory and technical meetings, operations to combat transnational organized crimes, and SAPCO technical organs, amongst others. The two institutions made it easy for me to execute my mandate as SAPCO chairperson. They were always there, alongside with me in any intervention that I conducted. I'm exceedingly grateful to their commitment to the cause and the agenda of SAPCO. Our guests of honor, allow me to present a report summarizing the interventions and observations made during my tenure as the SAPCO chairperson. As you are aware, SAPCO chairperson is expected to visit SADC member states to assess progress made in the implementation of decisions of the Ministerial Committee of the organ, SAPCO and Interpol relating to strengthening the fight against TOC, amongst others. Since I had enough time and budget, my plan was to visit at least 6 member states. However, I managed to visit 2 member states, that is the Republic of Zambia and the Republic of Malawi. The other 4 member states, which were requested to host the SAPCO chairperson, could not do so due to unforeseen circumstances. Fellow chiefs of police, may I underscore the fact that SAPCO chairperson visits are not meant for fault finding or witch hunting, but they enhance regional cooperation amongst us through sharing of information and best practice, benchmarking, and effective coordination of regional efforts to combat TOC. It is unfortunate that there are few member states that are always ready to host the SAPCO chairperson, and these have been visited year in and year out. Therefore, it is my humble submission that the chiefs of police should in fact volunteer to be visited by the SAPCO chairperson rather than waiting to be requested. Allow me, chiefs of police, to present to you the following. First, monitoring and evaluation visits. The Republic of Zambia. My first port of call was to visit the outgoing SAPCO chairperson to enable me to ride on the success achieved by him during his tenure, appreciate the challenges member states were facing in combating TOC, and to acquire hindsight regarding the thrust of my future visits to member states. Therefore, I had the honor and privilege to visit the Republic of Zambia from 9th to 10th December 2024. I was accompanied by the senior officer, Police SAPCO at the SADC Secretariat, Madam Tanyani Gumede, and the head of Interpol Harambee Harare, represented by the regional specialized officer, Interpol Harambee Harare, Mr. Simon Musora. Guests of honor, distinguished delegates, I'm gratified to report that the Zambia Police Service consistently participates in SAPCO programs, workshops, training activities, joint operations, and meetings, a gesture which underlines and demonstrates unparalleled commitment by the Republic of Zambia to foster cooperation, collaboration, and coordination with SADC member states in the fight against TOC. I also noted that the following best practice by the Republic of Zambia, which other member states may emulate. First, participation in SAPCO programs and activities. Second, hosting of regional interventions. Third, an operational National Counterterrorism Center constituted by various law enforcement agencies whose officers are seconded and are under the payroll of the center, addressing gender imbalance through the recruitment process. And during the visit, the Republic of Zambia cited delays in getting responses pertaining to mutual legal assistance as one of the challenges impacting negativity on Zambia's efforts to combat TOC. It was also highlighted that the Republic of Zambia faces challenges in terms of financial, human, and technological resources, diverse legal systems, and regulatory frameworks amongst member states, which negatively impact on efforts to harmonize strategies for combating TOC. Guests of honor, distinguished guests, during the visit, I also took time to visit Zambia National Counterterrorism Center and Zambia Police Training College to appreciate how the two institutions operate. I am pleased to note that Zambia National Counterterrorism Center is fully operational and is constituted of members from various law enforcement agencies who are seconded and are under the payroll of the center. On the other hand, the Zambia Police Training College is responsible for training all regular police trainees, conducting in-service training for members of the service, and carrying out other duties as may be directed by the Inspector General of Police. Second, the Republic of Malawi. Guests of honor, distinguished guests, from the Republic of Zambia, I visited the incoming chairperson in the Republic of Malawi from 12 to 13 December 2024. I was accompanied by the senior officer, police, at SADC Secretariat representative, the liaison officer at the SADC Secretariat, Mr. Simbarashe Manjera, and Interpol Arabi Harare representative, regional specialized officer, Interpol Arabi Harare, Mr. Simon Musora. I am also pleased to highlight that Malawi Police Service consistently participate in SAPCO programs, workshops, training activities, operations, and meetings. I must also commend the Republic of Malawi actively participating in joint simultaneous operations such as Operation Kutwa, Operation Usalama, and the Operation Basadi. Furthermore, let me applaud the Republic of Malawi for being among the first few member states to sign the SADC Protocol against trafficking in persons, which was approved by the MCO in 2022. As you may be aware, the protocol is yet to enter into force due to lack of the required quorum for signatures and ratifications. Just like the Republic of Zambia, the Republic of Malawi cited delays in getting responses pertaining to mutual legal assistance on criminal matters and extradition as one of the challenges impacting negatively on its efforts to combat TOC. It was also highlighted that The Republic of Malawi faces challenges in terms of resources and technological capabilities to fully implement SADC and the Interpol resolutions, including lack of modern forensic tools, databases, and training resources. During the visit, I noted the following best practice by the Republic of Malawi, which other member states may emulate. First, participation in SAPCO programs and activities, and second, elevation of competent female police officers to leadership positions through women empowerment programs. Other observations: SAPCO capacity building and training programs. Guests of honor, fellow chiefs of police, due to the shifting political landscape, the funds which were available from the international cooperating partners to finance some of the SAPCO capacity building and the training programs are being withdrawn and or getting reduced. This is negatively impacting on our concerted efforts to enhance the capacity of our law enforcement officers through training, as reflected by the fact that from 2024 approved regional action plan, only 5 out of 18 planned courses were conducted. Fellow chiefs, it is therefore my humble submission that member states volunteers to host and fund some of the training programs, and it is also important for member states to consistently pay their SAPCO contributions. SAPCO Games. Fellow chiefs of police, I have noted with concern that we are struggling to find a member state that is willing to host the 12th edition of SAPCO Games, which was supposed to be conducted this year. The last edition of the SAPCO Games was held from 1st to 15th August 2022 here in Dar es Salaam, United Republic of Tanzania. I still recall that we made a resolution and came up with a roster for hosting SAPCO Games during the 28th Annual General Meeting held in June 2023 in Swakopmund, the Republic of Namibia. It is therefore important for us to ensure that we religiously implement the resolution that we come up with and agree upon. Otherwise, the Annual General Meeting risks degenerating into a talk show. Recommendations. Guests of honor, fellow chiefs of police, allow me to add a few recommendations by urging member states. First, to expedite domestication of the SADC integrated strategy to prevent and combat transnational organized crime and its action plan through the development of national strategies and the action plans which resonate with the regional strategy and action plan. Second, sign and ratify the protocol against trafficking in persons to effectively address the scourge of trafficking and the smuggling of migrants in the SADC region. Third, enhance interagency cooperation, collaboration and coordination in the fight against transnational organized crime at national and intergovernmental levels. Fourth, volunteer to host and fund SAPCO Games, capacity building and training programs. Fifth, consistently pay SAPCO contributions. And sixth, strengthen efforts to mobilize resources for the implementation of the strategy and the action plan by engaging and bringing on board the private sector and international cooperating partners. Guests of honor, fellow chiefs of police, ladies and gentlemen, I humbly submit my report to this August House, and this marks not only the conclusion of my tenure as SAPCO chairperson, but also a moment of reflection and gratitude. Allow me once again to express my heartfelt appreciation to all chiefs of police for the unwavering support, guidance, and solidarity extended to me throughout my tenure. Your cooperation and commitment have been central to the progress we have achieved together in advancing regional policing and security cooperations. I would like also to thank the Republic of Zambia and the Republic of Malawi for hosting me and my entourage during my visit. Your reception and engagement exemplify the spirit of unity and partnership that defines SAPCO. It has been a true privilege to serve in this capacity, and I remain committed to continue our shared mission in promoting peace, security, and the rule of law in our region. I once again thank the chairperson of the SADC organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania and Commander-in-Chief, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, for facilitating the successful hosting of the SADC Chiefs of Police 30th Annual General Meeting by the United Republic of Tanzania. In conclusion, I would like to express profound gratitude to all the chiefs of police for the unconditional support they rendered to me during my tenure. I would also like to sincerely thank SADC Secretariat and Arabi Harari for the unwavering support and cooperation, without which I would not have been able to successfully carry out my mandate as a SAPCO chairperson. I thank you so much for listening. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Asanteni sana na karibuni sana Tanzania.
Thank you, sir.
Mtazamaji wa Usalama
Another
TV,
big
basi
round of
alikuwa
applause
ni
for
mkuu wa
SAPCO
jeshi la
chairperson,
polisi
please.
and CPF Camillus
Thank
Mgoso
you.
Mbura akimaliza hotuba
Honorable
yake
Guest of
hivyo,
Honor, sir, after such a remark,
na
may
kama
I now
unavyomuona
take
hivi
this
sasa
opportunity to invite
kinachoendelea hapa
Tanzania Police Brass Band to
ni
entertain us for a
kumbuka,
very short
mtazamaji wa
time
Usalama TV,
so
ni
that we
mkutano
can
wa
exhaust what you have been
shirikisho
just said.
la
Please,
wakuu wa
Brass
majeshi ya
Band,
polisi
you're
ukanda
welcome.
wa nchi za Afrika, ambapo ni mkutano mkubwa wa 30 huu ukifanyika katika nchi ya Tanzania. Na kama tulivyotaka kuambia hapo awali kwamba mkutano huu umejizatiti katika kuweza kutengeneza mazingira mazuri ya kuweza kukabiliana na uhalifu unaovuka mipaka. Basi tuame moja kwa moja kumsikiliza ASP Christina Mponji.
May I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Mohamed Benairedi, representing Ambassador Jalel Chelba, Acting Executive Director, AFRIPOL, for his remarks. Please, you're welcome, sir.
Good morning. Honorable Innocent Luga Bashangwa, Member of Parliament, Guest of Honor, Minister of Home Affairs for the United Republic of Tanzania, Excellency IGP Camillus Wambura, SAPCO Chairperson and Chief of Tanzania Police Force, United Republic of Tanzania, IGP Marlin Nashulu Yolamu, incoming SAPCO Chairperson and the Inspector General of Malawi Police Service, IGP Gaffer Musamba, outgoing SAPCO chairperson, and the Inspector General of Zambia Police Service, hereby represented by Commissioner of Police Maxwell Timba, the Director of Criminal Investigation Department of Zambia. Esteemed Professor Kula Ismail Tiretsan, Director of Organs on Politics, Defense and Security Affairs, SADC Secretariat, Mr. Valdisi Orquiza, Interpol Secretary General, represented by Mr. Siru Moran, the head of Interpol, Arabi Haran, Honorable Vita Rashid Kawawa, Member of Parliament, Chairperson of Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Affairs, Defense and Security, Honorable Najawa Livingston Kabuyuka, Member of Parliament, Chairperson of Parliamentary Public Account Committee, distinguished Chiefs of Police SAPCO and your delegations, Commissioner of Police Ramadani Kingai, Chairperson of SAPCO Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee and Director of Criminal Investigation Department, Tanzania, Madam Tanyani Gimidi, Senior Officer Police SAPCO, SADC Secretariat, Commissioners of Police from Tanzania Police Force, SAPCO members of Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee, heads of NCB and members of technical organs, SAPCO members of Legal, Women, Network and Training Subcommittees, senior police officers present, staff from SADC Secretariat, staff from Interpol Regional Bureau for Southern Africa in Harare, Zimbabwe, members of local organizing committee, invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for AFRIPOL to address this important gathering of the 30th Annual General Meeting of the SADC Chiefs of Police Subcommittee, SAPCO, of the Interstate Defense and Security Committee, whose leadership continue to shape the security trajectory of our continent. I wish to express from the outset AFRIPOL deep appreciation for your commitment to strengthening regional cooperation and for the close collaboration between AFRIPOL and SAPCO SADC. Before proceeding, I would like to take a moment to express our sincere appreciation to the authorities of the United Republic of Tanzania for the warm hospitality extended to all participants and to our AFRIPOL delegation. I also wish to convey our gratitude to the SAPCO SADC Secretariat for the impeccable organization of this important meeting. Your dedication and professionalism have ensured a conducive environment for meaningful exchange. Excellencies, we meet today at a critical juncture, one marked by the convergence of traditional and emerging security threats, growing sophistication of criminal networks, and heightened expectation from our citizens for protection and justice. In this context, the role of AFRIPOL as the African Union mechanism for police cooperation, dedicated platform, has never been more relevant nor more tested. The chiefs of police from the SADC region have constantly played a pivotal role in shaping AFRIPOL's strategic direction. Your strong presence and leadership in AFRIPOL statutory meetings, whether through the steering committee or the General Assembly, have been instrumental in formulating proposals and driving forward decisions that reflect the real priorities of law enforcement on the ground. This region's voice has also been influential and proactive in ensuring that AFRIPOL remains grounded in the operational needs of member states. For that, we express our deepest appreciation. Excellencies, allow me to briefly update you on some of AFRIPOL's achievements and ongoing initiatives. Despite the limited budget allocated by the AU, largely restricted to funding statutory meeting, AFRIPOL has, through strong partnership, been able to deliver impactful results. With Interpol, through the ISPA program, AFRIPOL have implemented joint training, coordinated operations, and intelligence sharing frameworks. With the German Federal Police, we are jointly advancing the network of excellence in forensic science. We harmonized practices and issued guidelines. Through collaborations with GIZ, UNODC, CIPOL, and CityJust, we have carried out over 20 thematic trainings addressing terrorism, cybercrime, financial crimes, and criminal intelligence. AFRIPOL has also led cross-border operations, including Operation OTAPI 2024, targeting illicit pharmaceutical and counterfeit goods in Sahel and Central regions, and is currently preparing OTAPI 2 for the APCO region, with its pre-operational phase to take place in Dar es Salaam in 23 July 2025. We are also working with Interpol on joint operation to disrupt organized crime, terrorism, and cyber threats across the continent. Strategically, we are building centers of excellence with the first digital forensic lab in Nairobi, already underway, serving as a prototype for similar hubs across all 5 African regions, as well as the Egyptian Police Academy, serving as a continental center of excellence. Furthermore, AFRIPOL has completed the upgrade of its secure communication system, AFSECOM, and the installation of a new data center, which will operationalize data exchange platform. Once the rules and regulation of this communication system approved by the General Assembly of AFRIPOL, then by the conference, this African-controlled platform will enable member states to manage their own databases and exchange operational data securely and efficiently. Yes, AFRIPOL performed well, but we believe we can do better. These achievements, while notable, have been realized under difficult circumstances. Our ability to scale and institutionalize these successes is constrained by structural and organizational limitations. AFRIPOL current status as a mechanism within the PABS AU limits its capacity to autonomously execute decisions taken by its steering committee and General Assembly. Every decision must pass through layers of approval within the AU Commission, sometimes facing delays. In addition, critical human resource gap is seriously affecting AFRIPOL's ability to deliver on its mandate. Without urgent action, this staffing shortfall will continue to limit our impact across the continent. AFRIPOL annual program budget is limited and covers only statutory meetings, such as the General Assembly and 2 steering committee meetings. No funding is allocated for capacity building, joint operation, or operational support to member states. This stems from AFRIPOL's current status as a mechanism within the AU, which precludes access to a dedicated operational budget line. As a result, a widening gap exists between member state expectations and the organization's actual capacity to deliver. Reform and sustainable support are essential to close this gap and enhance AFRIPOL impact. Key support programs by partners, such as ISPA program, are ending in 2025. Others, including partnership with German Federal Police and GIZ, also depend on German Foreign Federal Office funds. As valuable as these partnerships are, they are not sustainable and cannot replace the need for member state-led predictable funding. This is why the institutional reform of AFRIPOL is no longer optional, it is essential. The decision of AFRIPOL Extraordinary General Assembly in November 2024 to elevate AFRIPOL to an AU organ represent a turning point. It aims to ensure that African police forces are no longer structurally underrepresented within the African Union peace and security framework. This reform will enable AFRIPOL to recruit and manage its personnel directly. This will enable AFRIPOL to swiftly fill critical vacancies, attract specialized expertise, and build on stable and accountable workforce tailored to its operational needs. Secure a predictable, well-structured budget with dedicated funding, AFRIPOL could plan and implement long-term capacity building programs, joint operations, and technical assistance, relying solely on ad hoc donor support. Respond to member state operational needs without bureaucratic delay. Greater autonomy would allow AFRIPOL to act based on the decision of chiefs of police, to deploy, support, and coordinate regional actions in real time without waiting for prolonged AU clearance processes, and most importantly, give the African police community a seat at the strategic table of continental decision-making. Excellencies, the engagement of chiefs of police from SADC member states is of strategic importance. As senior leaders entrusted with national and regional security responsibilities, your voices carry significant weight. By relying the urgency of AFRIPOL institutional reform to the appropriate national and regional authorities, you can help ensure that this matter receives the attention it deserves at the highest decision-making levels. Your presence and support during the upcoming STCDSS session in Addis Ababa will be instrumental. This marks the first time that police institutions will participate formally in such a high-level AU forum, an unprecedented opportunity to anchor law enforcement priorities at the heart of continental security policy. AFRIPOL believes on your leadership to ensure that this reform becomes reality, not just for AFRIPOL, but for the collective future of African policing. AFRIPOL is your mechanism. Strengthening it is a strategic necessity for safeguarding Africa's future, promoting police leadership, and protecting our shared security space. Building on this strong foundation, AFRIPOL is fully committed to further deepening its cooperation with SADC. We recognize the unique expertise, operational experience, and strategic vision that your institutions bring to the continental security agenda. Our objective is to translate this long-standing partnership into more structured and impactful joint initiatives, whether through targeted training programs, coordinated cross-border operations, or enhanced information sharing mechanism. We firmly believe that reinforced collaboration with SADC will not only amplify regional responses to crime, but also strengthen AFRIPOL's collective ability to address emerging and transnational threats. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the valuable discussions held yesterday with the technical team, which allowed us to explore in detail our shared priorities and to lay the groundwork for deeper operational engagement moving forward. Thank you for your attention and for your continued trust and partnership. I submit.
Mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, huyo ni
Thank you,
Mr.
sir,
Vardens
for such
Orkwiza
remarks.
ambaye ni
Honorable
Interpol
Guest of Honor,
Secretary
sir,
General,
as I requested
na
earlier,
ameweza kutoa hotuba
may
yake hivyo
I now
katika
take
mkutano
this
huu
opportunity
wa
to
wakuu
welcome the
wa
brass band for a
shirikisho
short entertainment
la
so
majeshi
that
ya
to
polisi
exhaust what
toka
have just been
ukanda
said
huu wa
with
kusini
the
mwa
previous
Afrika
speakers.
SADC.
Please,
Na
brass band.
sasa hivi ni burudani ya brass band wakiburudisha sasa hivi kidogo, maana ni moja ya sehemu ambayo itachangamsha kidogo hapa na kusherehesha hii Frank Lukwaro, brass band ndo wako sasa hivi.
Naam, hii ni bendi yetu ya hapa Dar es Salaam. Tuna jumla ya bendi 4 kwa sasa. Kuna hii ya Dar es Salaam, kuna ya Zanzibar, kuna ya shule ya polisi Tanzania Moshi, lakini pia kule makao makuu ya polisi Dodoma iko bendi nyingine. Sasa hii hapa ni ya hapa jijini Dar es Salaam, na wanaonyesha burudani kidogo kwa ajili ya kusherehesha ufunguzi huu baada ya kupata hotuba takribani 2 za utangulizi, tukielekea katika ufunguzi wa mkutano huu. Basi tuwafuatilie tuone wanachokifanya katika kusherehesha.
Mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, na ndivyo waziri wa Wizara ya Mambo ya Ndani ya nchi Mheshimiwa Innocent Bashungwa kenda kwa kabidhi zawadi brass band kwa kazi nzuri na kwa burudani nzuri ambayo wameweza kuitoa, na hakika brass band imefanya kazi kubwa, kazi nzuri ya kuweza kusherehesha katika mkutano huu ama ufunguzi wa mkutano huu kwa wakuu wa shirikisho la wakuu wa majeshi ya polisi. Basi tuungane moja kwa moja na SCP Christina Mponji kwa ajili ya kujua kile ambacho kinaendelea.
Mr. Selo Moirane, the head of Interpol Arabi Harare, on behalf of Mr. Valdes Urquiza, Interpol Secretary General, for his remarks. Please, you're welcome, sir.
Naam, ni mwakilishi wa katibu mtendaji wa Interpol ambao pia wanasimamia mambo haya ya usalama wa unaovuka mipaka Interpol, na anawakilishwa kwa Mr. Morane ambaye yuko kule Harare, Zimbabwe, katika ofisi ya Interpol. Tumsikilize hotuba yake ambayo anamwakilisha mkurugenzi mtendaji wa Interpol.
Secretary General of Interpol, Mr. Valdezi Urquiza. My name is Selo Moirane and I'm the head of Interpol Regional Bureau for Southern Africa. We are based in the city of Harare in Zimbabwe. Guest of honor, Honorable Minister Innocent Luha Bashungwa, Member of Parliament, Minister for Home Affairs for the United Republic of Tanzania. SARCO Chairperson and Chief of Tanzania Police Force, United Republic of Tanzania, Inspector General Camillus Wambura, incoming SARCO Chairperson and Inspector General of Malawi Police Service, Inspector General Marilyn Nachul Yulamu, Inspector General Rafael Musamba, outgoing SARCO Chairperson, and the Inspector General of Zambia Police, hereby represented by Commissioner of Police Maxwell Timba, who is the Director of Criminal Investigation Department in Zambia. Professor Kula Ismail Telezani, Director of Organs on Politics, Defense and Security Affairs, SADC Secretariat. Ambassador Jalel Shelba, Acting Executive Director Afripol, represented by Dr. Mohamed Banarai. Honorable Vita Rashid Kawawa, Member of Parliament, Chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Affairs, Defense and Security. Honorable Nenjenjwa Livingstone Kabokoya, Member of Parliament, Chairperson of Parliamentary and Public Accounts, and also the Director of Criminal Intelligence Department in Task Force. SARCO members of this Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee, heads of central bureaus and members of technical organs, SARCO members of Legal Women Network and Training Subcommittee, senior police officers present, staff from SADC Secretariat and RB Harare for Southern Africa in Harare, members of local organizing committee, guests, invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, bon dia, habari ya asubuhi. It is both a privilege and honor to render my first remarks as a Secretary General of Interpol Criminal Police Organization since my appointment in Glasgow, November 2024. The convening of the 30th SARCO Chief of Police Annual General Meeting holds significant prospects in shaping regional and international security infrastructure. Guest of honor, Honorable Minister, thank you for welcoming me and my guest delegations in your amazing industrial city of Dar es Salaam, United Republic of Tanzania. SARCO ethos are a testimony of a due diligent, committed region, of course led with strategic intent, always intent on fashioning solution to its own regional policing. This gathering is a testament to shared commitment of nations in the SADC region to advance the common agenda on security, safety, and justice. Esteemed Chief of Police, Interpol offers its wholehearted program through its Regional Bureau for Southern Africa located in Harare in the Republic of Zimbabwe, cooperation and excellent collaboration to the SADC Secretariat and through the NCB Central Bureaus. The Southern African Development Committee SADC region holds exceptional importance for Interpol. It is a region with rich, various, diverse, mineral, excellent climate, aqua world, and wildlife. But equally, it's a region facing tremendous challenge on border crimes that transcends and complex criminal threats. Abuse of intelligence, artificial intelligence, environmental crimes, human trafficking, all these are not isolated but interconnected. SADC region requires a robust intelligence, technologies, and new tools, and above all, partnerships that will make sure that the region works. Interpol recognized the pivotal role of the SADC Secretariat in fostering the region to come together by ensuring that you have a stability and you combat the threats that are deeper than just an individual state knowledge, that require shared knowledge, exploring new tools and strategies through diverse mechanisms. As I indicated, our regional bureau in Harare, Zimbabwe, continue to build capacities in digital forensics, as well as border security and forensic capabilities to support the region to enhance its program on security and integrated global framework against the threat of transnational organized crime. It continued to develop to be a vital hub, facilitating cooperation among member countries and bolstering the region's capacity to address complex, mutating criminal phenomena. At the core of Interpol's efforts to combat TOC, transnational organized crime, lies a very comprehensive and extensive array of policing capabilities, encompassing databases, secure communication platforms, and crime analysis. I'm pleased to acknowledge the crime threat assessment produced by the SADC region, facilitated through the Regional Bureau Harare, has attracted commendable recommendations from units such as strategic intelligence analysis, as well as our counterparts in Europol. They are appreciating what we are doing as a region. Nevertheless, we acknowledge the region is faced with complex gangs with unlimited resources, and our delays in a response or our fragmented approach will not help the region, neither the international community, against these criminals who are continuing to create a haven and create safety within the region. We should therefore, as the previous minister of the South African Parliament used to say, squeeze the space for criminality. Crimes of today are from far borders, as far as Asia, Europe, North America, therefore requires a cooperation of multi-sectored approach. Interpol continue to support you and also ensure that you use the National Central Bureau, and very pivotal to that is Interpol 19 Quality Standards, which constitute a comprehensive framework designed to enhance your capability as National Central Bureaus, but also as a gateway for international police cooperation to ensure that the NCBs are in line with guidelines and are having the bolstered capacity to combat transnational organized crime and foster collaboration, not only on regional but a global scale. I would like to extend my word of encouragement to your NCBs to continue exploring the language capacities that you are lacking or you are not maximizing, such as the French and the Portuguese, which are equally Interpol official languages too. Furthermore, let me encourage you to continue urge the Francophone and the Lusophone countries to second suitably qualified regional specialized officer to Interpol Regional Bureau for Southern Africa in Harare in order to overcome your limitation of language that may cut even further than the region of Southern Africa. In addition, we encourage all SADC member countries to second officials to Regional Bureau, Harare, and Interpol. In order to input this or contribute this human resource, it's very essential to bolster the fight against transnational organized crime. My organization, which I led as a Secretary General Interpol, is committed to partner with the region in deriving solutions, tailor-made responses that will ensure that the regional security and the lower securities are equally addressed through partnership and mutual respect. I wish to point out, however, there are disparities that we have observed within the region. As Interpol continue to expand and forward and give you the resources, the databases, the SADC region continue to perform poorly, excuse me. You are accounting approximately 0.58% of global records and 0.29% of searches and 0.72% of hits on global searches. Global law enforcement agencies have published over 225,000 records, with SADC region contributing a modest of 1.1%. It is worth recalling that during the 2023 Africa Regional Conference, the SADC region committed to increase its contribution to 3%. I firmly believe that we can achieve this when we continue with our own national and regional expansion of I-247 beyond NCB to border agencies and other specialized agencies. It is worth noting that South Africa will host the upcoming Africa Regional Conference in 2025, August 27 to 29, and this is a testimony that your region is moving in the right direction. South Africa has just taken the baton from Angola, who hosted the conference. This is a testimony that the Southern Africa is not only willing to engage robustly on international police cooperation, but also to ensure that it offers its infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief of Police, guest of honor, it's not an easy feat to host a conference of that magnitude. It takes quite a lot of resources. We commend the SADC region for conservatively hosting this important region. I'm confident that SADC participation in the conference and the proceeding will provide valuable insights into complexities of transnational organized crime, ultimately contributing to effective strategies to combat this global menace. The expansion of I-247, it's very important, and cooperating partners such as the Financial Intelligence Centers and other regional and global policing organizations equally require to have access to this important tool. In this regard, I also want to commend the regional approach where the inter-organizations are coming together and fight the scourge of organized crime. I want to commend the program of MASA here led by AfriPol through AU to fight the scourge of migrant smuggling, which is a trouble and a problem for your region. The scourge seeks to do two things: training as well as operation, followed with a program of analytic report which will inform the outcome of the results. I'm pleased that this strategic partnership between Interpol, AfriPol, and Southern African Community SADC enables all these organizations to work in tandem to promote regional and global peace and stability. Equally, in this context, I would like to acknowledge the notable achievement of your region against the scourge of drug trafficking. We have recently been informed that Mozambique and South Africa collaborated in dismantling a huge clandestine drug laboratory which was producing synthetic drugs that are also of important sales to other regions. We wish to submit that this kind of collaboration needs to be supported through excellent forensic capabilities. And I'm informed reliably that under SADC, the region is quite moving in the right direction to constitute and to establish its own capable forensic capabilities, which Interpol will gladly support. In conclusion, I wish to assure the African Policing Regional Organization, including SADC, that you remain a top priority to Interpol, and your collaboration through the Regional Bureau speaks volume on that regard. We wish to support you in all endeavors to ensure that we create a safe but a robust landscaping in Africa, in Southern Africa, and globally. Therefore, Interpol is in the process of finalizing its Vision 2030 initiative, which will speak into, among other things, the technology for 21st century, as well as building initiative that will speak to a very innovative artificial intelligence toolkit. I extend my deepest gratitude to the region of Southern Africa, Chief of Police, SARPCO, for their unwavering dedication to public safety, security, and ensuring that development take place without any obstruction. Your efforts are commendable and are being recognized globally, and I'm confident that at this meeting, fruits that are very fruitful discussion will be derived out of this, and actionable outcomes strengthening our joint resolve to combat transnational organized crime and safeguard our society will emerge here. Thank you very much. I wish you a productive and cooperative meeting. Let us work together to building strategies towards a safer and secure world order. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Asante sana. Thank you.
Mtazamaji wa Salama TV, huyo ni
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Selo Moerane ambaye ni head of Interpol
Very
Harare,
informative and
akizungumza
illustrative
kumwakilisha Profesa Kula
remarks.
Ismail
Now,
Theletsane
at
ambaye ni
this
Director
time,
Organ on Politics,
we are going
Defense
to
and Security
invite,
Affairs SADC
Professor
Secretariat.
Kula Ismail
Ndo anakamilisha
Theletsane,
hivyo sasa Mr. Selo
the
Moerane
Director of Organ
hotuba
and
yake.
Politics, Defense and Security Affairs SADC Secretariat to make your
ndo
remarks,
anakuja
sir.
hivyo sasa Profesa Kula Ismail Theletsane, Director Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Affairs SADC Secretariat, ndio huyo hapo mara baada ya kutoka kwa Selo Moerane ambaye ni
Just
head
of
of
honor, if you
Interpol
permit me,
RB Harare. Sasa ni
latitude,
tumsikilize hapo
given that several
Profesa
speakers
Kula
before me
Ismail
have
Theletsane
done justice to this
ambaye
protocol,
Mr.
I
Selo
would like
aliweza
to skip it
kumkaribisha.
and go directly on what I'm here to do. Please, sir, thank you. Good morning to all of you, and I am happy to be here. This is my second meeting of the Chiefs of Police, and I'm pleased to deliver these remarks at the official opening of the 30th Annual General Meeting of the SADC Chiefs of Police, a subcommittee, SAPCO, as a structure of the Interstate Defense and Security Committee. Esteemed delegates, it is sad to note that organized crime is corrupting our institutions and societies, stealing our wealth through illicit financial flows, our health through illicit drug trafficking, and our hope for a peaceful, inclusive, competitive, middle to high income industrialized region where all citizens enjoy sustainable economic well-being. In this regard, This SADC Chiefs of Police SAPCO annual general meeting is an opportunity for all of us to enhance regional frameworks and mechanisms to prevent and combat transnational organized crime. This is in line with the Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan of 2020-2030, which is firmly anchored on the foundational principles of peace and security as prerequisite for sustainable regional integration and development. Guests of honor, I would like to extend our gratitude to the United Republic of Tanzania as chair of the organ for seamless collaboration with the Secretariat in coordinating this meeting. The host country's significant material, financial, and human resources deserve a special recognition. From the moment we arrived in Dar es Salaam, we were greeted with exceptional warmth and hospitality, a true reflection of unity and shared values that defines our SADC community. Furthermore, the presence of our esteemed guest of honor, the Minister of Home Affairs of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Innocent Luga Bashungwa, underscores the high regard that the chair of the organ has for matters of regional peace and security. For this meeting to be officiated by an honorable minister is evident that there is a political commitment to peace and security agenda. To the same extent, allow me, distinguished guests, to applaud the SAPCO chairperson and Inspector General Chief of Tanzanian Police Force, IGP Wambura, for steering SAPCO programs and interventions with due diligence and exemplary leadership. We're indebted to your strategic guidance, sir. Similarly, let me also acknowledge the head of Interpol, RB Harare, Mr. Selomwe, representing the Secretary General of the Interpol. Allow me to congratulate the Secretary General for his recent appointment to the powerful position of Interpol SG. I assured him of our unconditional support, and we look forward to forging cordial and mutual relations. We wish him all of the best as he embarks on this new journey. Allow me also to acknowledge the presence of AfriPol, represented by Dr. Mohamed Benairet. We look forward to deepening our collaboration with AfriPol and ushering in a new era of more robust and result-oriented police cooperation across our region. Guests of honor, chairperson, esteemed chiefs of police, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to extend my sincere appreciation and recognition to all the chiefs of police, SAPCO, present here today. We are truly grateful for your unwavering commitment to public service and tireless effort you undertake to protect our communities. Your steadfast dedication, courage, and professionalism in confronting and combating criminality across the region are deeply commendable. Your service does not go unnoticed, and we thank you wholeheartedly for your invaluable contribution to peace and security. Let me also recognize and welcome the new chiefs of police, SAPCO, in our midst. In particular, the Commissioner General of Zimbabwe Police, Comrade Stephen Mutumba, National Commissioner of Mauritius Police Force, Mr. Rampersad Suru Jabali, and the General Commander of Police of the Republic of Mozambique, Inspector General Joaquim Andiano Sive, Commander General of Angola National Police, Commissioner General Francisco Monteiro Ribas da Silva, who is represented by the Second Commander General. We congratulate and welcome you on board and pledge to unconditionally support you. The guests of honor, chairperson, esteemed chiefs of police and delegates, various forms of organized crimes are converging together to form huge illicit economies and for organized crime syndicates. Every community destabilized becomes a fertile ground for sowing seeds of crime. Every gap created is exploited as a route for trafficking. Every gun left behind becomes a crime enabler, and every vulnerable person is regarded as a potential target for exploitation. Accordingly, the consequences of transnational organized crime are difficult to contemplate. hence the need to adopt a whole-of-society approach to sustain our effort against security threats in our region. Transnational organized crime is a global phenomenon that requires inclusive and strategic partnership. It is therefore imperative that all stakeholders, including governments, intergovernmental organizations, international institutions, and local communities, are actively engaged in the response. Intergovernmental organizations in particular poses both the capacity and critical responsibility to contribute meaningfully by supporting efforts to disrupt criminal networks, strengthen cross-border efforts, and mobilize resources to enhance operations aimed at identifying and dismantling organized crime syndicates and the illicit markets they sustain. In addition, let me underline the need for member states to heighten cooperation and coordination through religious implementation of SADC integrated strategy and action plan to prevent and combat transnational organized crime in the SADC region, to the SADC protocol and the mutual legal assistance on the criminal matter and extradition, as well as forging bilateral and trilateral and multilateral agreement on cooperations. Guest of honor, chairperson, and esteemed galleries, I have been reliably informed that the heads and directors of crime intelligence meeting that was held just last week noted with great concern the prevalence of transnational organized crime, such as motor vehicles and stock theft, illicit drugs trafficking, trafficking in person and smuggling of migrants, the proliferation of illicit small arms and light weapons, illegal mining, cyber crimes, among others. One of the pressing challenges that your meeting must address is the need to identify and implement tailor-made solutions to transnational organized crime threats, particularly the alarming surge in motor vehicle theft across the SADC region. Esteemed delegates, stock theft has also emerged as a growing and serious concern across the region, and it is a reported incident affecting nearly all SADC member states. This criminal activity not only undermines agricultural productivity and food security, but also threatens the livelihood and economic stability of rural communities, many of whom depend on livestock as their primary source of income and sustenance. Addressing this issue is therefore not only a matter of law enforcement, but also a critical step towards protecting the socio-economic well-being of our people. Esteemed delegates, it is deeply concerning that the illicit proliferation of small arms and light weapons continue to pose a serious threat to peace and security in our region. These weapons are not only enablers of various forms of transnational organized crime, including cash in transit heist, ATM bombing, carjacking, and acts of terrorism, but are also a significant factor in fueling armed conflict and instability. They undermine the rule of law and extend a cycle of violence that hinders our efforts towards development, integration, and regional cohesion. Addressing this challenge requires strengthened control, enhanced cross-border cooperation, and the full implementation of regional and international instruments at arms control and crime prevention, such as SADC protocol on control of firearms, ammunition, and other related material. Accordingly, the Ministerial Committee of the Organ meeting of Accordingly, the Ministerial Committee of the Organ meeting, July 2024, based on your recommendation, directed that we develop a regional project to prevent and combat the proliferation of illicit small arms and light weapons. To this end, I wish to highlight that your meeting will receive the draft SADC project on preventing and combating proliferation of illicit small arms and light weapons, which was developed. The region has also developed the SADC chapter Continental Plan Program of Action on Small Arms and Light Weapons. Esteemed delegates, infrastructure encompassing essential physical systems like roads, power grids, water system is vital for economic growth, quality of life, and societal development. It enables the flow of goods and people, provides essential services and facilities access facilitates access to markets and opportunities. I note with great concern the prevalence of theft and vandalism of infrastructure and equipment in the region. Access to services and commodities distributed through the infrastructure network is essential in the agricultural, mining, manufacturing, transportation, among others. Distinguished Chief of Police, you may recall that in response to this challenge, the MCO meeting of 2024, following your recommendation, directed the Chief of Police Subcommittee to develop a regional project on combating theft and vandalism of power equipment and infrastructure in the region. And this has been developed and will also be presented in this meeting. During your annual general meeting last year, I expressed concern that our efforts to come up with holistic strategies and programs of fighting transnational organized crimes are to some extent hampered by a lack of accurate, timely, and comprehensive data. Our limited understanding of the true scale and nature of organized crime in the region stem largely from the fact that several member states have not conducted their national threat assessments, an essential step that directly inform the regional organized crime threat assessment. This gap significantly hampers our ability to present a credible and evidence-based report to the summit each year on the current realities of transnational organized crime in the SADC region. I therefore reiterate my earnest appeal to all of you chiefs of police to prioritize the national organized crime threat assessment and the completion of the TOCSA data collection tool with the prescribed timelines. I wish to take this opportunity to appeal to you to intensify efforts within your sector to advance the implementation of the Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan, which is firmly grounded in the principle of peace and security. As we approach the midterm review, each sector will be required to account for its progress and achievement. It is my sincere hope that by the end of the implementation period, your sector will have made a meaningful strides in realizing the objective of the RISDP and significantly contributed to the reduction of crime in the region. I remain hopeful that you will continue to support the complete implementation of the summit decision on the integration of SAPCO into a SADC framework, which is essential to our collective success in delivering on the objective of RISDP. This integration process was initiated in 2006 following a decision of the summit and was subsequently operationalized through the entry into force of the agreement amending the protocol on politics, defense, and security cooperation. However, it is important to know that your sector is still not fully integrated. Chairperson, as I'm moving towards closing, I think it is important for me to mention that today the region stands at a crossroad caught between internal crisis and shifting global power. Amid this crisis, the region is also navigating a shifting international order. The return of President Donald Trump to the White House has already begun to reshape the US-Africa relations. There has been a turn towards more trans-sectional engagement as a renewed emphasis on security over development. One of Trump's first major foreign policy moves was slashing foreign aid, dismantling US aid, and cutting funding to key health programs, including PEPFAR. This left millions without access to HIV treatment and other critical services. This has been felt most acutely in countries where health systems are already under severe strain. The administration's rationale for this cut is rooted in a broader American first ideology. This sees foreign aid as an unnecessary expenditure rather than a strategic investment in stability and also a soft power as a diplomatic tool in the toolbox. And Mr. Chairperson, why am I mentioning this? I am mentioning this because the region is going to see more influx of people from other countries. I'm mentioning this because we are going to get more friends than we had before, some of them with good intentions, others with bad intentions. If all these challenges are not giving you sleepless nights as chiefs of police, then surely we have to think otherwise. And this, of course, has coincided with a hardened U.S. immigration policy. The administration is considering a sweeping visa ban that could affect a dozen of African countries, restricting travel for students, workers, and tourists. This approach is reminiscent of Trump's first-term travel ban. It signaled a deepening of U.S. isolation in relation to Africa, treating the continent more as a security and migration risk than a diplomatic or an economic partner. At the same time, Mr. Chairperson, the other countries that we rely on, like China, China's approach to Africa is also changing. For 2 decades, Beijing was the continent's dominant economic partner, financing infrastructure and trade at a scale that could have never been matched by any country. However, with China's domestic economy slowing, its willingness to provide large-scale loans to African government has diminished. And hence, I was talking about getting more friends who are now going to want to assist the region. I so wish, Mr. Chairperson, when we talk about these issues, we can come together as chiefs of police and forget about an AA where we come with decisions that are already rehearsed, but talk about issues and discuss issues as chiefs of police. I so wish. And from all security sectors coming together. But that time will come. Mr. Chairperson, as I draw to my closing, I would like to thank the Republic of Zambia as the outgoing chair for the role they have played in the past 3 years. You have played a significant role, and as you move out of the organ troika, you will still be required to provide the advice. It doesn't mean when you are out of the troika, you are no longer part of us. But we really want to thank you sincerely from the role you played as the incoming, as the chairperson, and as the outgoing. You have played a tremendous role, and we will also welcome those who, I'm not sure who is going to be the incoming chairperson, but well done, Republic of Zambia. We thank you for your service. Distinguished guests, before I sit down, allow me to take this opportunity to extend my sincere appreciation to Mr. Simbarashe Manjera, who has been an integral member of the police SAPCO sector at the Secretariat. As his tenure comes to an end in November, I wish to acknowledge his exemplary work ethic, professionalism, and unwavering dedication to the sector and organ. On behalf of the Secretariat, I convey our heartfelt gratitude to his valuable contribution and wish him a continued success as he returns to the Republic of Zimbabwe. And I wish to tell the Chief of Police from the Republic of Zimbabwe, I hope you will utilize him. He has the skill and the knowledge. He will not be given a small desk somewhere in the dark corner. He will be utilized, the skill that he acquired from the SADC Secretariat. Simba, I'm advocating for your promotion. Guest of honor, with these remarks, I wish all the members a fruitful deliberation. I thank you for your attention. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Asante sana. Thank you. Chair, I've already said thank you. I was reminded with this note here, and I want to apologize to the Commissioner of Police from Eswatini by skipping him when I was acknowledging the new chiefs of police. Maybe he is not that new, that is why it was just an oversight. Commissioner, please accept my humble apology. You are welcomed in this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, basi huyo ni Profesa Kula Ishmael Teletsane ambaye ni anatokea ni director wa asasi ya siasa, ulinzi na usalama wa Jumuiya ya Maendeleo Kusini mwa Afrika SADC. Sasa tukimsikiliza hapa, kile ambacho kinaendelea hivi sasa ni muda sasa wa kwenda kufunguliwa mkutano huu, na hivi sasa anakaribishwa Honorable Innocent Lugha Bashungwa ambaye ni waziri wa Wizara ya Mambo Ndani ya Nchi. Sasa ndo Frank Lukwaro, sasa tunaona pale Waziri Bashungwa.
Naam, sasa ile hatua ambako tumeisubiria tangu asubuhi ni kumsikiliza mheshimiwa waziri, na nafikiri sasa kila mmoja anatamani kuanza kusikia kwamba atatoa maelekezo gani. Basi tumsikilize mheshimiwa Waziri Bashungwa, waziri wa mambo ya ndani ya nchi.
IGP Camillus Wambura, SAPCO Chairperson and Chief of Tanzania Police Force, United Republic of Tanzania, IGP Melin Nachulu Yolam, incoming Chairperson and the Inspector General of Malawi Police Service, IGP Grafel Msamba, outgoing SAPCO Chairperson and the Inspector General of Zambia Police Service, hereby represented by CP Maxwell Timber, the Director of Criminal Investigation Department, Zambia, Professor Kula Teletsane, Director of Organs on Politics, Defense and Security Affairs, SADC Secretariat, Mr. Valdes Urquiza, Interpol Secretary General, represented by Mr. Selo Moerane, the head of Interpol Arabi Harare, Ambassador Jalel Chelba, Acting Executive Director, AFRIPOL, represented by Dr. Mohamed Benaired, my comrades, members of Parliament, Honorable Vita Rashid Kawawa, Chairperson of Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Affairs, Defense and Security, and Comrade Honorable Jafet Hasunga, Vice Chairperson of Parliamentary Committee for Public Accounts, distinguished Chiefs of Police, SAPCO, and your delegations, CP Ramadan Kingai, Chairperson of SAPCO Permanent Coordinating Subcommittee, and the Director of Criminal Investigation Department in the United Republic of Tanzania, all protocol observed, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. Habari za asubuhi. Bonjour. Bom dia. Distinguished Chiefs of Police, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the people of the United Republic of Tanzania to welcome you all, our brothers and sisters here present from SADC member states. Karibuni sana ndugu zetu. I have the privilege to welcome you to your other home here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. This is the place where our founding fathers and freedom fighters of our nations in the SADC region came to develop and refine strategies in a united way. They fought together in solidarity as Africans to defeat the common enemy at the time, colonialism. We will always cherish and remember them always. Distinguished Chiefs of Police, ladies and gentlemen, I'm aware that most of you have traveled long distances. You have put aside other equally important national obligations to come here and participate in this annual general meeting. Having a big number of chiefs of police of SADC member states and this size of distinguished delegations in one gathering, in one room, is a rare opportunity. We must use your time well. Please use this annual general meeting to strategize and share experiences from your countries on how to tackle current security challenges in our SADC region, especially transnational organized crimes. Distinguished chiefs of police, ladies and gentlemen, almost 1 year ago, you met in Lusaka, Zambia. It is my expectation that you use this annual general meeting as an opportunity to assess the implementations of the decisions you made last year, as well as devise methods and tactics for defeating current and future threats facing SADC region. I would like to insist and call upon all the chiefs of police here present and the police forces which you lead to deepen and strengthen cooperation in combating common threats in the SADC region. Our concerted efforts are the cornerstone in fighting security threats in our SADC region. I would like to thank the unwavering commitment and support of our heads of states in the SADC region for enabling police forces and other security organs which you lead. Their outstanding leadership of our heads of state has enabled SADC region to be peaceful, livable, investable, and many other pleasant attributes which make our SADC region stable. We thank our heads of states very much. As for here in Tanzania, we give special thanks to Her Excellency President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan and Commander-in-Chief for enabling the Tanzania Police Force to have sufficient resources, both human resources and state-of-the-art equipment, in order to maintain peace in our country. I'm grateful for the cooperation extended to our Ministry of Home Affairs here in Tanzania from counterpart ministries in your beautiful countries. I, and on behalf of my counterpart ministers responsible for police services in your nations, assure you of our unwavering support so that decisions and work plans which you have committed to implement in your previous annual general meetings, we would like to assure you that we will give you all the support to make sure your plans, including the decisions and the plans which you make in this general meeting, we would like to assure you that we work hand in hand with you to make sure the plans which you commit are successfully implemented under SAPCO initiative for betterment of our SADC region. Distinguished chiefs of police, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to express my appreciation to the Inspector General of Police, Camillus Wambura, Chief of Tanzania Police Force, and the Chairperson of SAPCO, for his outstanding leadership from June 2024, when he assumed the office in Lusaka, Zambia, to date. IGP Wambura, we thank you very much for all that you have done during your tenure and the cooperation you extended to your colleague chiefs of police to make the implementation of your agreed work plan possible. Asante sana, IGP Camillus Wambura. I would like to also thank the outgoing chairperson, IGP Msamba, and the Republic of Zambia for the job well done when you had the tenure. Please also allow me to congratulate and thank the incoming chairperson, IGP Yolam, and the Republic of Malawi for your readiness and your willingness to take over so that we can carry on the good work which is done under SAPCO. Congratulations. I would also like to thank SADC Secretariat, my brother Professor Kula Teletsane. Please accept our appreciation for the good work that the SADC Secretariat does. All that we are able to do in our SADC region, we are successful in their implementation because of the good work that the SADC Secretariat does. So thank you very much. And also we'd like to thank you for the job well done as a director in managing the Directorate of Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Affairs. Asante sana, Professor. Distinguished Chiefs of Police, ladies and gentlemen, you have an exhaustive list of crimes which must make you lose sleep, give you headache, until you find solutions to make these crimes history. These offenses include, but not limited to, cyber crimes, trafficking human beings and smuggling of persons, environmental and wildlife crimes, such as poaching and illegal logging, theft of motor vehicles, proliferation of small arms and light weapons, just to mention a few. Despite the security challenges which are just mentioned, our SADC region has remained relatively secure and stable. However, we need to invest more in sophisticated and high-tech solutions to fight against security threats in the SADC region. Cybercrimes are a thorn problem in our SADC region. Cybercrimes are causing security and economic tensions, mostly in our financial institutions. Cybercrimes are jeopardizing peace and the loss of public confidence. I expect in this meeting you will give this heinous crime enough time to discuss and revisit countermeasures for effective collective combat across SADC region. Distinguished Chiefs of Police, ladies and gentlemen, let me once again welcome you to Tanzania, your other home. You are in the able hands of the local organizing committee supported by SADC Secretariat in collaboration with Interpol Arabi Halal staff. I hope you enjoy your stay here in Dar es Salaam. I should like to convince you, Chiefs of Police and your delegations, ladies and gentlemen, please consider visiting our unique tourist sites. We have so many of them. You can go to Zanzibar, which is just 1 hour of boat ride from here, or 15 minutes of flying. You could go to our Ngorongoro crater, or should you like, you can visit many of our national parks, Serengeti, Mikumi, Selous, Brigi Chato, Rumanyika Karagwe, and Ruaha National Parks, just to mention a few. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I was asked to just do one thing, and that's to officially open this annual general meeting. What I said was just a preamble, and now I need to do the job which I've been asked to do. After these remarks, I hereby take this opportunity to declare that the 30th Annual General Meeting of the SADC SAPCO Chiefs of Police Subcommittee of the Interstate Defense and Security Committee in Dar es Salaam from 5th to 6th of June 2025 officially opened. Thank you very much for your attention. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado.
Thank you.
Naam, ni waziri wa mambo ya ndani ya nchi Mheshimiwa Innocent Bashungwa tayari amefungua rasmi mkutano wa 30 wa wakuu wa majeshi ya polisi kutoka nchi za SADC, ambapo utakuwa na mambo mengi. Kwa hiyo ni rasmi sasa, mkutano huu tayari umeshafunguliwa rasmi. Naomba sasa tukurudishe kwa mwongoza shughuli hii DCP Germin Mushi tuweze kusikia maelekezo mengine ambayo anayatoa baada ya ufunguzi huu.
Do the job in order to make sure that transnational organized crime does not overcome us. Now, after that session, and after the assurance that now we can legally go and sit and discuss issues after our meeting has been opened, Honorable Minister, sir, I ask you for your patience. Now, in order to witness a handing over of the SAPCO symbol of leadership, and this will be guided by a special drill of handing over a sword, a special sword for the leadership of SAPCO. Now I leave to the parade commander, drill commander.
Naam, kama ulivyosikia hapo mwanzoni tulikuambia kwamba makabidhiano yale ya kitara kama ishara ya kukabidhi wenyekiti kwa nchi ya Malawi yatafanyika siku ya kesho, lakini tukio hilo sasa linakwenda kufanyika muda huu katika ukumbi huu, na tayari sasa parade commander ameingia kwa ajili ya kufanya zoezi hilo. Tuendelee kufuatilia.
Police Naftali Mjema, assisted by Assistant Inspector Isaac Mlilo. And on the side of Malawi, we have Assistant Commissioner of Police Joel Makiyi, assisted by Assistant Superintendent of Police Zioni Banda. Parade Commander, please proceed.
Hello. Honorable guest of honor, sir, I would now ask for your permission, the Chief of Police, Tanzania Police Force, and the Chief of Police, Malawi Police Service, to take the chances for the facilitation of that exercise. Sir, you are welcome, madam.
Naam, sasa mkuu wa jeshi la polisi nchini IGP Camillus Wambura anakwenda kuchukua nafasi yake akiungana na mkuu wa jeshi la polisi la Malawi kwa ajili ya tukio la kukabidhiwa kitara, ikiwa ni ishara ya kukabidhiwa uwenyekiti kutoka Tanzania kwenda katika jeshi la polisi la nchi ya Malawi, na nafasi hii atadumu nayo kwa mwaka mmoja kama ilivyokuwa kwa Tanzania. Na sasa tuendelee kufuatilia matukio yanayoendelea.
Hello. Now, as you can witness now, the Inspector General of Police, Camillus Wambura, has taken the sword. He is showing the sword, and I think Zambia Police Service can witness that it is the same sword that was handled in Zambia last year. The leadership now is to be transferred to Malawi by following the right parade procedure. Now, leadership has been transferred from the United Republic of Tanzania and now is going to Malawi Police Service, the Republic of Malawi. Yes, but that sign, Madam Inspector General, has received the leadership wholeheartedly ready to perform the duties of combating transnational organized crime within the SADC region.
Naam, kama unavyoona tukio linaloendelea sasa ni kitara tayari kimekabidhiwa kwa nchi ya Malawi kwa ajili ya kuonyesha kwamba tayari IGP Camillus Mongoso Wambura amekabidhi wenyekiti kwa nchi kwa mkuu wa jeshi la polisi la nchi ya Malawi, na kinachoendelea hivi sasa wameshamaliza na wanarudi katika maeneo yao. Tuendelee kufuatilia.
Now,
Thank you, President.
Now-
Thank you, President.
then, Madam Inspector General of Police, after such good commitment of receiving the symbol of leadership of SAPCO, now it is your time, please, to make an acceptance speech. You are invited in the
Naam,
podium,
baada ya
madam.
kukabidhiwa
Welcome.
wenyekiti wa SAPCO, sasa mkuu wa jeshi la polisi la nchi ya Malawi Miss Marilyn Yolam sasa anakwenda kutoa neno la shukrani kwa hatua hiyo na kwa tukio hilo muhimu ambalo limefanyika, ambalo ni la kihistoria kama nilivyokuambia hapo awali kwamba katika shirikisho hili la SAPCO huyu anakuwa ni mkuu wa jeshi la polisi mwanamke wa kwanza tangu kuanzishwa shirikisho hili kushika nafasi hii na uwenyekiti hii huu wa SAPCO. Kwa hiyo ni jambo ambalo ni la kumbukumbu na kwa kweli ni jambo ambalo linafurahisha. Tuendelee kufuatilia, basi tumsikilize mkuu huyu wa jeshi la polisi wa Malawi.
Honorable Minister for Home Affairs for the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Innocent Lunga Bashunga MP, the incumbent chairperson of SAPCO, Chief of Tanzanian Police Force, IGP, and my brother, Mr. Camillus Wambura, as the guest of honor, allow me to ride on the protocol always observed for the sake of time. Good morning, Honorable Minister, members of the Southern Africa Region Police Chiefs, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is an esteemed honor and privilege to stand before you this morning as we mark a significant transition within SAPCO. On behalf of the Malawi Police Service, I extend my deepest gratitude to you, Inspector General of Police of the United Republic of Tanzania, Mr. Wambura, for the excellent hospitality accorded to my team and I, and indeed all police chiefs and their delegation to this important meeting. And additionally, for your exemplary leadership throughout your tenure. During Tanzania's chairmanship, SAPCO witnessed commendable efforts fostering unity and collaboration in addressing our shared security challenges, as illustrated by successful visits to some member states, including Malawi, and indeed your intention to finalize the visits you planned between now and August. I also commend the Republic of Zambia as a current member of the Troika whose presence provided the desired continuity and smooth transition of the SAPICO leadership structure. Your dedication sets a high benchmark as we continue this path together. Let us build upon the strong foundations established and continue working together towards a safer future for all our nations in the SADC region. Honorable Minister, SAPICO members, ladies and gentlemen, as Malawi assumes the chairmanship of SADC, we remain resolute to advancing the region's collective fight against transnational organized crimes. We recognize the inherent threat these crimes pose to the welfare and safety of our nations. To this end, we implore member states to intensify efforts to combat crimes such as trafficking in persons and trafficking, theft of motor vehicles and stock theft, to mention but a few. We intend to align our strategies with international best practices. Collaboration and intelligence sharing will be pivotal as we tackle these pressing challenges head-on. Together, we should foster a united front, ensuring that law enforcement agencies are equipped with the necessary tools and training to dismantle these criminal networks effectively. Let us remain steadfast in our dedication to protecting our nations and upholding the principles of this cooperation. Honorable Minister, SAPICO members, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I invite all member states to stand resolute against the proliferation of arms, a priority echoed in the African Union's visionary agenda of silencing the gun. It is our solemn duty to foster a peaceful and secure Africa for generations to come. Our efforts to eradicate illicit arms, which continue to threaten peace and stability across our borders, must be comprehensive. Honorable Minister, SAPICO members, ladies and gentlemen, the operational exercises such as Kutwa, Basadi, and Usalama have proven invaluable in enhancing our collective readiness and response capabilities. These operations are key to enhancing our coordinated efforts in gathering intelligence, conducting joint investigations, and executing simultaneous enforcement actions across borders, thereby enhancing the region's capability to address transnational organized crimes effectively. I encourage continuous engagement in these operations for they epitomize the strength found in unity. In the same way, I should call for member states' continued commitment to active collaboration within the Center of Excellency. The Center for Excellency is established with the primary objective of providing a centralized hub for advanced training, research, and development tailored to the needs of the regional law enforcement agencies. Its mission is to foster high standards of policing, promote best practices, and empower personnel with skills necessary to address evolving security challenges. By sending both students and lecturers, we aim to nurture a knowledge-based approach to combating crime and enhancing the proficiency of our law enforcement personnel. Ultimately, the Center for Excellence plays a critical role in realizing vision of a safe and stable Southern Africa region, contributing to the broader aspirations of continental peace and security. Honorable Minister, SAPICO members, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, SAPICO deliberates on several critical issues that warrant our attention and action. However, it is crucial to recognize that resolutions we arrive at will remain merely rhetorical unless we cultivate a strong commitment to implement them. The efficacy of our deliberations hinges on our collective drive to turn these decisions into tangible actions, ensuring that our decisions translate into real-world change. Without this commitment, we risk diminishing the value of our efforts and neglecting the responsibilities we hold towards the nation we serve. To truly make a difference, we must bridge the gap between dialogue and implementation, reinforcing our dedication to safety, security, and cooperation in the region. Honorable Minister, police chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I wish to assure you that Malawi will shoulder this responsibility with unwavering dedication, openness, and integrity. Together, let us orchestrate a fortified front against criminal elements that threaten our collective peace and prosperity. Thank you very much for your commitment and passion for making our region safer and more secure. I look forward to our shared journey and the milestones we shall achieve as part of SAPICO's ongoing mission. I am thus delighted to extend a warm invitation to each one of you to the Republic of Malawi for the 31st Annual General Meeting next year. May the good Lord bless Southern Africa, and thank you very much. Asante sana. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado.
Naam, ni mkuu wa jeshi la polisi wa Malawi, Bi Mary Nachuru Yolamu, ambaye ametoa salamu za shukrani, na hii ni baada ya tukio kubwa la kukabidhiwa mwenyekiti, kwa sababu baada ya kikao hiki ndio atakuwa anakuwa mwenyekiti. Tuendelee kumfuatilia mwendeshaji wa shughuli hii DCP Golimushi,
the efforts established and to invent methods to magnify the yield of countering crime in the region and make the SADC region a better place to live in. Thank you very much. Now, guest of honor, I thank you very much for your patience, for all the time that you have had these procedures. Now, I would like to ask you to to participate in the photo session. The photo session for the memory of our future will take place outside the room. You'll be led by the protocol, and I would like now there will be 5 sessions of the photo.
Na mpendo mtazamaji wa Usalama TV, tangu asubuhi ya leo tulikuwa pamoja katika matangazo mubashara ya ufunguzi wa mkutano mkuu wa 30 wa wakuu wa majeshi ya polisi kwa nchi za kusini mwa Afrika chini ya mwavuli wa wakuu wa majeshi ya polisi kwa maana ya SAPCO, ambapo tulikuletea mambo mbalimbali tangu asubuhi, na sasa hivi hotuba zimekamilika, ambapo Mheshimiwa Waziri wa Mambo ya Ndani ya Nchi Mheshimiwa Innocent Bashungwa tayari amefungua mkutano huu, lakini pia kumefanyika makabidhiano ya kitara kwa maana ya sword, ikiwa ni ishara ya kukabidhi wenyekiti kwa nchi ya Malawi, jambo ambalo hili litakamilika baada ya mkutano huu kukamilika. Lakini ishara hiyo imefanyika leo mbele ya mheshimiwa waziri na kila mmoja ameona. Hivi sasa kinachoendelea ndani ya ukumbi huu ni taratibu za kupiga picha za kumbukumbu, ambapo tumeambiwa kwamba zitakuwa na picha 5 ambazo zitapigwa baada ya tukio hili muhimu ambalo limefana ama hakika. Na ni wazi kabisa kwamba nchi ambazo zimeshiriki katika mkutano huu wataweza sasa kujadili mambo mbalimbali chini ya wenyekiti wa IGP Camillus Wambura baada ya tukio hili la ufunguzi. Na kama tulivyokwisha kusema, baadhi ya mafanikio ambayo yamepatikana Gift Mbando ni operation za pamoja, lakini je, kuna mambo gani mengine ambayo yamezungumzwa hasa katika hotuba hii, ukizingatia kwamba wamezungumzia ufanisi na maandalizi mazuri yaliyofanywa na Jeshi la Polisi Tanzania chini ya mwenyekiti wake IGP Camillus Wambura kwa kuandaa vyema mkutano huu? Ni mambo gani pia mengine ambayo waliyagusia katika zile hotuba zao?
Kikubwa ni kuhusiana na namna ambavyo wanaweza kubaini na kufuatilia mitandao ya uhalifu wa kimataifa kama ya ulanguzi wa madawa kulevya, lakini pia kushughulikia masuala ya usafirishaji haramu wa binadamu. Wameweza kuzungumzia kwa kina hapa, na kumbuka tu hata ugaidi pia wameweza kuzungumzia jinsi ambavyo katika hizo hotuba zilivyojikita. Hata Waziri Innocent Bashungwa, waziri wa mambo ya ndani ya nchi, alitilia mkazo na namna ambavyo wanashirikiana. Ushirikiano huu wa kikanda umekuwa na matokeo mazuri, unaweza kuzungumza hivyo, kwa sababu unapokuwa na ukaribu na pamoja na mshikamano na kuweza kufanya mambo mbalimbali katika vikosi kazi ambavyo vinaundwa kwa ajili ya kuimarisha usalama wa nchi mbalimbali, umesaidia sana. Kwa hiyo leo tumeona afande mkuu wa Jeshi la Polisi Tanzania amekabidhi kuna kauli moja ulizungumza kwamba ni mwanamke wa kwanza kuwa mwenyekiti, na ni sahihi kabisa, kwa sababu hata kule nchini Malawi ameweza kuhudumu katika jeshi la polisi la nchi ya Malawi kwa zaidi ya miaka 35 akihudumu katika ngazi mbalimbali.
Ni kweli, na hicho ndicho ambacho pia kimeweza kuleta utofauti wa makabidhiano haya ya mwaka huu na miaka mingine. Lakini pia maandalizi kabambe ambayo yalifanywa na kamati ya maandalizi ya mkutano huu kwa maana ya kamati ya ndani, lakini pia na ile kamati ya kutoka kule SADC na SAPCO ambao walikuwepo hapa takriban wiki nzima kwa ajili ya kuhakikisha haya maandalizi yanakwenda vizuri. Na sasa ni kwamba tukio limekamilika, kama unavyoona sasa wanakwenda kwa ajili ya kupiga ile picha ya pamoja. Na kwa kweli tunaweza kusema kwamba historia imeweza kuandikwa kwa hili ambalo limefanyika hapa, na ni jambo ambalo limekwenda vizuri. Mimi kilichonifurahisha zaidi ni wale askari ambao walikuja kuleta kile kitara, ule mwendo waliokuwa wameutumia. Ule unauzungumziaje ule?
Unaoita mwendo aling'anga. Ni mwendo ambao kwa kweli unaweza ukazubao ukajikuta umepigwa pushi, umeangukia katika moja ya nchi shiriki, kwa sababu ni ukakamavu wa hali ya juu. Unajua Jeshi la Polisi Tanzania lina askari ambao wana utimamu sana. Askari wa Jeshi la Polisi Tanzania wanaongozwa vizuri tokea wakiwa chuoni mpaka wakati wanamaliza mafunzo yao.
Basi mimi cha ziada sisi hapa hatuna kama Usalama TV. Tunakushukuru sana mtazamaji kwa muda wote ambao ulikuwa nasi. Kumbuka kabisa katika kukuletea matangazo haya, mimi mkaguzi msaidizi wa polisi Frank Lukwaro na Constable Gift Mbando, lakini pia tulikuwa chini ya usimamizi wa msemaji wa Jeshi la Polisi nchini David Misime, ASP Christina Mponji pia naye alikuwa anasimamia maandalizi haya, lakini pia yuko mkaguzi msaidizi wa polisi Upendo Ramso, mkaguzi msaidizi wa polisi Tumaini Kulei, mkaguzi msaidizi wa polisi Edwin Malia, Kopro Jeremia Mbuge, Koplo Ndobogo, PC Godwin Chiloleti, na PC Abdulhamid Hamisi. Hawa wote ilikuwa ni ile crew nzima ambayo ilihakikisha kwamba matangazo haya yanakufikia hapo ulipo bila ukwamo wa aina yoyote, lakini pia mubashara, lakini pia kwa tunashirikiana na wenzetu wa Almas TV. Kwa hiyo mpaka wakati mwingine tunakushukuru sana na tunasema asante sana.